Hello everybody and welcome back. That was not a 15-minute break to have lunch because we ended up spending like 40 minutes looking at MEIOU and Tax's code and you missed out on it, you poor sods. How could you live with yourselves knowing that you didn't see me endlessly searching through variables on canals? So, I'm Count Christo, by the way. This is the Light of the East campaign. We're having a good time. We're urbanizing. We have good food supply. And I just got a question in chat that I wanted to answer on video because I think more of you will be interested in it than you will in looking at canal code. So, urbanizing. We currently have the largest city in the continent, in Constantinople. Pretty darn cool, huh? Where is the continent? You may ask. Sorry, the subcontinent. You may ask. Well, here it's the Balkans. So all of this, all the way to here. All of this is part of technically the Balkans. All of Greece counts as a part of the Balkans. Try not to cry, Greeks potentially watching. Sorry, subcontinent, not continent. It's part of the subcontinent of the Balkans, which is part of the European continent. Why is Constantinople the largest city? Well, there's a number of reasons, but most of them can be summed up in the fact that it has the highest urban gravity. Urban gravity represents the quantity of pull towards having more urban pops. Think of urban gravity as the, you've got how to express this? You have an equilibrium point, right? Urban gravity is pushing towards having more people. And as it approaches the max, the saturation begins to push in the other direction. It is effectively, as chat is saying, yes, a soft cap. And you get urban gravity in a very large number of ways. We're getting some from the capital, we're getting some from our castle, we're getting some from our commune hall, some from basically all of our buildings. We're also getting some because it's our capital, and you get a capital bonus based on the size of your nation. And we're also getting a bonus because we are the largest city on the subcontinent. Now, as chat is pointing out, we need to get bigger than Paris so we can get the bonus for largest city on the continent, which Paris tends to have. They currently have a an urban population about 2.3 times larger than us. So it's going to take some doing to overtake them, but don't you worry, dear viewer, overtake them we shall. Right now, we have a 2.5 base urban gravity modifier, which is not amazing from this bonus, but also a 15% modifier, and it becomes pretty extreme, whereas Paris is enjoying a 20% bonus. So with that extra 5%, believe you me, dear viewer, I will burn Paris down as many times as it takes to get us that 5% extra modifier in terms of urban gravity. That said, let's actually play the game. But yes, sorry, so how do you go about urbanizing it? You build buildings in the town development and trade and economy tree, mostly. And then you can also help out less, but still very significantly with the docks and shipbuilding and the education and the art corporation tree, and you build the warehouses. So basically, build buildings. That's how you build, that's how you urbanize. It makes sense if you think about it. Trebizond has formed a personal union with Georgia. So now is an amazing time to declare war on Trebizond, which I will do immediately, because Georgia no longer has any allies, and we might as well have the Mamluks come help, because we're going to be backstabbing them soon. Cool, well that works out. Sultanate of Rum, do I have Sultanate of Rum on you? I do for Tau. Sultanate of Rum would only get me this far. I think we need to use normal conquest so we can get the coast. Nice. Yeah, so then the other part of urbanization, which we can talk about as I go here. Do we want to full call Circassia or Ostania? You don't have calls on Circassia, do you? We do have a claim. But eventually we're going to get... We don't want this province, because we're going to get rid of this province. It's not in our expansion plan. The other thing about urban gravity is you can only... people can only exist... I don't know if you know this. It's quite a technical fact. Only experts know this kind of detail. You can only have people if they have enough food. So that is the other limiting factor on urbanization. The quantity of food that they can, A, produce locally, B, afford to import. We're going to restrict looting. Well, yeah, we're going to restrict looting because I want to own like all of Georgia. I'm going to spend another 100 to lose another 2 inflation, I think. Because that's a lot of extra money. 2% more per money. 2% more money. 2% less expenses per month. It's very significant. Lower expenses, excuse me. Not less expenses. Yes, so you build buildings, and you specifically build buildings that give you a good base modifier, and also that give you a good stacking percentage increase to the quantity of urban production in the area. Gonna split off some small portion of my trade fleet to help with this blockade. How goes the drilling, by the way? How much do we get there? Extra kind of 2.8%. A little bit of drilling while I chatted away in the previous episode. Not bad, not bad. And we have all our cores going. Nice. Very nice. Autonomy still doing pretty well. This place has reached 50. But we're going to... we're not going to core anything else until we've filled out our religious idea group, because we need to start making some progress on that. How much more does 1 urban gravity mean? +1 means plus 1,000. And then you need to look at... if you hover over the population thing down here, you can see that our urban gravity here is 186,000, which is from a base of 56.46 thousand. Read that as 56 if in terms of the listings on buildings, times a 3.3 modifier, so a plus 230% modifier. And the modifiers stack additively, meaning if you had a if you had a 10% modifier and you add a 15% modifier, you now have a 25% modifier. You don't have, 10% plus 15% or 10% or whatever. I'll send slightly more because I want to get these. Actually, I think I'll just send the whole fleet. Yeah, 1 urban gravity means 1 dude. You would struggle if 1 urban gravity meant 1 dude. This is exactly why we have Armenia. And this is going to sound mean, but I don't care if Armenia gets burnt down. We're caring about our core lands. This is why you like to have buffer states. Trade efficiency is multiplicative, which is really powerful. No. Is that right? No, that's not right. If you have 10% trade efficiency and you add another 10%, you now have 20%. It's multiplicative. I mean, once you add up all the modifiers, they then multiplicatively apply to the trade income, but it only applies once. So additive and multiplicative is no difference if you're only applying it once. Do you already have heavy ships? No, heavy ships don't unlock for a long time. We don't unlock heavy ships until Diplotech 34, which is quite a bit longer than some of the Western European powers, I believe. As in, we have to wait longer, that is to say. Yeah, we're Eastern Group. We don't need... I mean, I don't really build many heavy ships in MEIOU and taxes, as a rule anyway. The AI doesn't build fleets large enough to warrant it, because they're not very good at dealing with the... they're not good enough at dealing with the economy to afford them, really. Do I want, speaking of the AI, do I want to get another general or a naval leader? We're going to be able to crush the Mamluks navy without an admiral, so I'm actually going to get another general. Nice, he's pretty good. Well, no, he's kind of trash, but he has 1 point in siege. How's our communication efficiency looking? Let's take a look later. We did a bunch of looking at farming and stuff. We'll look at farming. We'll look at communication efficiency in a little while. We're gonna do some actual progress for a bit here. Ask me again later if I seem at a loss. A level 3 production efficiency guy who's half price, but I think we already got a half price guy. So no thanks. I'll just take the 50 free admin, please. So they've got 14,000 men there, but yes, as I suspected, they're not prepared to keep a siege going. It's going to be quite bad in Anatolia. Yeah, we have a lot of road building to do and port building to help with our communication efficiency. But for now, we're just going to focus on a little bit of coastal urbanization. So this place was going to get 1 more building. Probably a level 2 dockland. Seems good. It both gives a nice urban gravity modifier, and it's going to help with the communication efficiency. Although, no communication efficiency is going to travel through this province. because it's going to go through Chaldiki, which is likely to have a larger one in the fullness of time. But docklands are still good. So that concludes our brief urbanization of Izmir. Izmit now gets the thriving merchant community attention that it deserves. We're going to start, of course, with the Corporation Guild, gives a nice urban gravity modifier, and the urban production itself will give us a nice financial boost. Oh, hello, Georgia. You have 5 lightships and 4 galleys. You poor soul. What did you deserve such a tiny navy? We will continue to have a policy of tolerance for now. Port on roads could be good. Yeah, definitely. I'm just focusing on the places with a thriving merchant community, partly because it makes it easy. Makes the decision-making about where we build nice and simple. This should be a bit of a stomp. If we lose some ships, that's okay. They're probably the old ones. Oh, nice. They're going to go and damage the Mamluks economy for me. No offense, Mamluks. My dear sweet ally. But we're going to be at war with you very soon. Not that they need to know that. We should begin our siege here, actually. Level 1. Rip. Rip to the Georgian level 1 fort. That won't last long. But yeah, we're focusing development on places that have been getting discounts just because, you know, the discounts are short term. And sure, they're not big discounts. Like, for example, we've got a 15% discount on Izmit. That only represents a 7.5% after the fact that you factor in that it already had a plus 100%. But hey, 7.5% off is better than nothing. So, new Diplo advisor. Any half off? Yep, 1. He's not very good though. I think I will spend less money and not get a decent bonus for a while. I'd rather have the extra Diplo point than 10% improved relations, I think. Yeah, it's true. Chad is saying you can get good communication efficiency in Anatolia. You definitely can. I mean, our communication efficiency, to be clear, our communication efficiency in here right now, I mean, okay, that's not great, but to like Konya, it's fine. We're getting, you know, communication here in 26 days. But yeah, getting it in here is much harder, which is why we're going to let an Armenian subject hold basically all of this land for a while. And then, yeah, when we integrate it, we'll probably have like a regional capital somewhere, maybe here. And we're also going to build, oh, by the way, did you know you can do this? You can select more than one province at once in EU4. I never knew this until yesterday. Played this game for thousands and thousands of hours, and I never knew this until yesterday. I know, right? Yeah, so I discovered this the other day. You can select multiple provinces at once, which is really useful because it lets me show you, for example, this is definitely going to be a road we're going to build. It's not going to be our main way necessarily of getting communication efficiency to India, because it's probably going to be faster to A, build the canal, and B, have like a port here and a big road between the two. But that's definitely a road we're going to build. Can you build buildings in multiple provinces like this? Sadly, no. What would the regional capital do, and how would you make it? It's a good question. Let's take a look at the one we have right now in Constantinople. This is a capital rank 1. It gives you 5 urban gravity. It gives you 25% urban gravity modifier. That's pretty incredible. But it costs 30 ducats a year to maintain. That's a lot, but it's worth noting that half of that maintenance goes towards funding your court. So you actually only lose 15 ducats a year. If built in your capital province, the rank 1 capital provides communication efficiency, improves communication efficiency everywhere in your country by 5%. Literally just the runners travel 5% faster. Capital buildings that are constructed in non-capital provinces improve communication efficiency in nearby provinces by a significant amount, which is magnified the further provinces from the country capital. So the exact numbers on that, I believe, are, let's say we have a local capital in Cairo and we own Egypt. Your communication efficiency leaves Constantinople. It stops off in Chaldiki. It stops off in Rhodes. It stops off in Alexandria, and then it stops off in Cairo. Let's just call it Cairo. When it arrives, let's say it took 30 days to get there. If you have a level 1 building, I believe it reduces it by, I think it's 15%. I don't think I can do 15% of 30 off the top of my head. I know I can. It's 4.5. So it would just cut 4.5 days off the travel time. And then it's as if the runner arrived here in 25.5 days. And then the communication efficiency can go from Cairo back out into the provinces. Let's say it took 50 days to arrive here and it shaved off 10, just hypothetically. You can wiki the exact numbers. Let's say it took 50 days to arrive here and it shaves off 10. Let's say it takes 5 days to get from Cairo to Alexandria. Even though the runner from the capital arrived in Alexandria after 42 days and then got to Cairo after 50, it can act like it got here after 41 days if you could somehow get to Cairo back here in 1 day, which you can't, but you see what I mean. So the local capital can actually reduce the length of time it takes to get not only to itself, but to nearby provinces, because it itself then becomes a source of runners, which are the kind of fake little communication carriers that represent communication efficiency. And yes, having a level 1 in your capital is a very good idea, even if it is a bit expensive. And how would you build one? You go onto a province, you click this button, you go check bureaucratic options. I'd like to expand the bureaucracy. It costs 2,000 ducats. Each additional building costs more based on the previous ones, and they have 3 different levels they can be. You also, from the capital, get more local construction costs, 20%, which sounds like it's a really bad thing, but remember, all urbanization increases construction cost. So that just kind of makes sense. Lowers monthly autonomy by 0.1, and it increases the number of states, which means that if you can afford, which you probably can't in almost any situation, but if you can afford to build one of them in every new state you conquer, you can make every state you own a full state, as opposed to a territory. Anyway, 16 minutes in, we've completed 1 siege, and it wasn't of a fort. Alright, making headway though. It looks like the Mamluks are volunteering to take the attrition on this province, on this siege rather, so I won't deny them. The Mamluks are building a great edifice. Oh, good spot. So they are. Nice! The project is 49% complete, so ideally we want to let them finish that, because we have a great mosque. This is what is meant by a great edifice, by the way. We have a great mosque, the Hagia Sophia, and that gives you bonuses, including 0.5% missionary strength and some prestige and some tolerance to the true faith. You can have multiple mosques giving that bonus multiple times. So we really want them to finish building that, ideally. Yes, it is worth noting that the regional capitals, they're a huge investment, and it's often a much better investment to build roads or ports to allow better communication efficiency, rather than just building them. Unhappiness amongst the clergy. Nice! We can gain some church influence for free. Love church influence, because it gives you missionaries and missionary strength, and less local unrest, and, as we mentioned in a previous episode, they essentially put all the money they take from you, and more, into the education system, so you don't actually lose any. Or canals in certain provinces. Yeah. Is there a video series or some well-written guide on MEIOU for complete strangers to the mod? I've been watching your video for like 20 minutes and I found this interesting, but it's really hard. You saw it like 2 years ago, you don't know if it's still valid. You got 2K hours, but you're a casual player. There is this one YouTuber started a tutorial series for MEIOU and taxes, but he only did the first 2 videos, and then he recorded the 3rd one, but he never released it because he wasn't happy with the script, even though it took him like 6 hours. That was me. But I never finished the I never finished this series. But there are 2 videos, one which is on what you need to know before you unpause, and one which is on something else. What did I do the second one on? But you can put links in my chat. If someone could find my 2 tutorial videos and link them for Bayer, who wanted to know, that would be appreciated. They will they should help. They're the Before You Unpause is quite a good overview one, I think. It was called Before You Unpause. Yeah, something like that. There was an overview and then a Before You Unpause. Okay, that makes sense. I intend, when 3.0 comes out, to make a new tutorial series. I don't know if that will happen in the end. I'm not promising that will happen, but that is my intention at current. The second one is Before You Unpause. Okay. You found the channel? Cool, thanks. It should help. And I say some cautionary things in the overview one. Like, you need to be, you don't need to be, but it's very much advised to be good at EU4 first. And you don't have to be like, you know, oh, I know all the exploits and I can really expertly kind of fiddle the game to get exactly what I want out of it at all times or anything like that. But you want to have a good grounding, a good basic understanding of how EU4 works before you throw yourself into MEIOU and taxes. But there you go. There's a video linked in chat. It's though I say so myself, I think it's quite a good overview. I've played. This is for 2.5.2, by the way, which is the version we're currently playing. It's the currently available version, publicly available version. There is a 3.0 update coming, but you shouldn't wait for 3 to come out because I mean, I've had access to it for like 18 months or something. Like it's been coming out for a while. And you know, they haven't said it's going to come out really soon or anything. I'm not saying they're late. I'm just saying you don't want to wait for it. And yes, MNT 3.0 is very complicated, and I've already spent good 100 hours kind of looking at it and then yelling questions at the developers and getting helpful replies. I haven't yelled them at them, obviously. A mere jest. The developers are very nice to me. They're nice to everyone, but they're especially nice to me. We have there's like a YouTuber back channel where they're extraordinarily helpful in helping us to ask our particular questions and stuff like that. They're lovely people. I have a shirt they gave me at PDXCon 2018, actually. That was fun. One of my proudest possessions. Level 1 fort here, yeah. Can take off these two. I'm really trying to minimize, as you can tell, I'm really trying to minimize the amount of attrition we take here. This is the kind of, like, this kind of minimizing attrition and stuff is the kind of good EU4 player you don't have to be. You don't have to be a min-maxer. It's just useful if you understand how a lot of the systems work. Regency in Genoa? Genoa is a kingdom? Okay. Interesting. So, in the fullness of time, we will take all these provinces. Pretty sure this is a Silk Road province, right? Yeah. A great confluence of trade routes. Gate of the Alans. I really, like, I want to take a trip around, somewhere around here. Probably not Iran. I mean, lots of these places are kind of a bit troubled, but Georgia's probably the least, just because the idea of those eastern trade routes really kind of fascinates me. Keep in mind, in MEIOU, you can dump huge armies on forts to siege them faster. That's true. That's true. Right. And we're finally up to date on... Oh, no, not quite. One more. Then we can start building... Well, right, we can start worrying about where we need to build roads. Still building in Izmit and down here. Right. We might want to get that port in Rhodes that people were suggesting. Oh god, Rhodes is barely urbanized. We need to start working on that. Which side is the port on Rhodes? This side. Okay. So the way let's talk a moment about communication efficiency. No, you know not. Let's not. Let's end the episode and then talk about communication efficiency in the next episode. Thanks for watching, everybody. It's been a great pleasure to have you with me. See you in the next one. Bye bye.